Welcome back. Let's talk about the real problem. Miscommunication. There were people confused that Somerset, the chapter, needed to be purchased. And because of that, ZeniMax lost money. I don't like to see companies lose money over stupid reasons. So let's talk about why this happened. Because it happened. Doesn't matter if you knew it had to be purchased, because you aren't the person I'm targeting here. There is no excuse that a wiki page has more information than the ESO website. Now, I betaed ESO, so when I and many others first were introduced to the game, you had to buy it and pay for a subscription. At launch, they had issues. I uploaded a video showing the bot problems, so I left the game for a while. I've said before I was sick at the time, and while I liked many aspects of the game, I decided to wait until it got better for them to fix it, and for me to get better as well, because the combat in ESO is different. It's not like WoW where I can tab, hit 2 buttons, and there's more movement, there's more complexity to the combat. So I thought that was the best decision for me at the time, and it was, because if my gameplay sucks, that doesn't make a very good viewing experience for anybody. Now, in 2015, they went to a no subscription model and had ESO Plus as an option. ESO Plus gave you access to all the back content and future DLC content, along with some other perks. Now, in 2015, they released the Imperial City and Orsinium. In 2016, they released the Thieves Guild, Dark Brotherhood, and Shadows of the Hist. In 2017, they released Horns of the Reach and Clockwork City. And then finally in 2018, they released Dragon Bones and Wolf Hunter. That's all DLC content. And it's a lot of it, and it's a good value, in my opinion, for ESO Plus. But that's the way it was. When they released something, you had ESO Plus, boom, it was unlocked for you. Now, in 2017, they also released Morrowind, which was a chapter. This was the first time they've done this, where it wasn't available through ESO Plus. I mentioned in the video I purchased Morrowind, but still recuperating, I only did a few quests and did not finish it. The reason why I purchased it was because Morrowind has memories for me, because I played the original game and I wanted to own it. I wanted it on my account forever. You see what I'm saying? So I didn't even think about ESO Plusing it because I wanted to own it. It had absolutely nothing to do with you having to buy it. I wanted it. You see the difference? So I did not realize it wasn't part of ESO Plus. When I came back into the game and looked in that area, it was part of ESO Plus. So there was no reason for me to think that Morrowind was any different from the other releases, because, again, their cue to me to buy it was not why I bought it. I bought it because of the way that it was. If you wanted to own it forever, you bought it. Now, I've mentioned World of Warcraft players are kind of annoyed with the game right now. Like others, I thought, I wonder what's going on in ESO. And I saw that they've added a daily reward system and that the Summerfall event had just started. So seeing the rewards, I thought I'd participate even though I was busy at the time. But I could record a video and talk about the changes and the event because I thought it was cool. But I was confused as to why there was no mention of ESO Plus on the page. So, because for me, whereas Morrowind was something I wanted to own because of the nostalgia, Somerset, and that's the name of this chapter, I did not feel like that for. This, I'd ESO Plus, do what I needed to do, and I just didn't care about owning it. There was a drop campaign going on Twitch. There were a lot of people talking about the event, so I made sure to ask about the event only when they were talking about it. Okay? And they ignored my question in a couple of streams. And as I showed in the previous video, it took way too much effort to find this information out. I found out that they had started releasing chapters that would eventually be possibly available to ESO players. And the way I found out was through a forum post that I happened to look up on, where someone was upset that they paid for Morrowind and it ended up being ESO Plus. So they felt like it should never get an ESO Plus. So after all of that, I didn't realize there was drama around that because people thought when they bought it, it would be exclusive to only people who bought it. So even they didn't understand what the real deal was. So let me be clear, very clear, because there's some people that just don't seem to get it, what the problem is. For returning players like myself, the ESO Plus page does not say the company releases content that doesn't fall within the ESO Plus parameters. There is no indication Somerset would not be included for a returning player because it's very easy for returning players to miss there was a change since there's no information on the website to indicate that. I wasn't the only one who was confused, which was why I made a video highlighting the issue. You can't fix a problem if you don't acknowledge it. All it would take is one sentence on the ESO Plus page to make it clear that the company does release content that requires a purchase and may be added to ESO Plus at a future date. That's it. That leaves the door open for the chapters or whatever else they decide to release in the future to be standalone content that you have to buy if they want. On the Summerfall event page, there was no mention of ESO Plus, and again, they missed the opportunity to educate returning players about the new type of content release. There's an FAQ on the page. Add a sentence. That's it. It's really that simple. This is not included in ESO Plus at this current time because it is a chapter. There's people like me that made the decision whether to ESO Plus or not based 100% on if they wanted to own the content or not. If it was content that they wanted on their account forever. I still haven't finished playing through the base game. Okay? So when it came up for me on Morrowind, again, nostalgia, 100% nostalgia was the reason why I bought it. ESO Plus didn't even come into my mind because I wanted to always have that because I have such fond memories of Morrowind. None of the cues that they had on the page at the time cued me that I had to buy it. You see what I'm saying? And obviously, it was a very hot topic because months later in 2018, streamers avoided answering the question because they either thought people were trolling or they didn't want to deal with the issue or whatnot. And that in itself is a problem because there's nothing wrong with charging for the content. Devs gotta eat. Devs gotta eat. So I didn't have a problem with having to buy it. The problem that I had was the miscommunication on what you actually needed to do as a returning player to participate in the event. That's great to say buy. The company did not say you have to buy it because we changed our policy. There's a difference between you have to buy it because you want it on your account and we're encouraging you to add it to your account. You see the difference? Versus you have to buy it because there's no other means for you to unlock it now. That message is completely missed and not said. So can you imagine people coming back to the game before Morrowind was released? Are you really surprised that they're confused? Because the game completely changed and there's no information on the page, easily accessible to them to educate them. let's keep this real, okay? This is an opportune time for ZeniMax to get it together. They have an opportunity to strike while their competition is weak and the iron is hot to add more players to the game and make more money. That's business, okay? That's business. The strong thrive, the weak die. It's the way that it is. So right now, with as many people that are mad with WoW, but are used to playing an MMORPG, and we're thinking, wow, I wonder what ESO is doing right now. This would be the perfect time to have those rewards, to have everything spelled out, and entice people into the game. I cared enough to make a video highlighting the problem so they can add a couple of sentences to the template for this website that's been up there for quite some time, so that they can add more people to the game so they don't bump into the issues that I experienced. I had people contacting me saying they were pissed when it didn't show up in ESO Plus because of the lack of information. I also had people thanking me saying that they didn't have time to play, but since the event said all you had to do was own it, they grabbed ESO Plus thinking it unlocked the content going to the old school rules and they'd receive it. If I hadn't said anything, they wouldn't have logged back in the game to realize they didn't get it. You see what I'm saying? So they ended up purchasing Somerset to get the reward because they wanted that estate. So if I hadn't said anything between Twitter and a video, they would have completely missed out when they found out that they didn't get it because of the lack of misinformation. The deal is that you don't have to unlock all of those areas. You don't have to participate in the event. All you have to do is own Somerset. But as I said, the way it was before, it was unlocked for you with ESO Plus. So if you have a problem with any of that, if you have a problem with me trying to highlight a problem to ZeniMax so that they can fix it and make more money, that's your right. Do whatever. I don't care. But at least I cared enough to try to bring exposure to the problem so that they can fix it. And I did try to educate others so that they could purchase it and get the rewards that they wanted. So I'm good. You do you. I'm going to do me. Let me know. Did you participate in the event? Did you get the rewards? Did you have a good time? Did you not participate in the event because you didn't know or whatever? Are you playing WoW, World of Warcraft, or another MMORPG and are thinking about hopping into Elder Scrolls Online? Or did you used to play it and you decided that you're not going to play it for some reason? Okay, now I'm done. I'm going to stop talking now. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.